Hey, good morning, my friends. MLive Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa here. Welcome to the MLive Morning Weather Update. A little bit late this morning, so maybe some of you are new to this because of the time frame. This is how we do it here on MLive. Hit the share button if you could, and here we go into the look at weather. Rain, you're probably seeing on any forecast, however you get it nowadays, an app, you're probably seeing rain Wednesday, rain Thursday, rain Friday. I'm going to detail it a little bit for you. And I think you might be surprised on Thursday at how many dry hours there could be during the day. So let's get on into it. And we're going to start with the high resolution, one of the high resolution radar forecasts. This shows you what is projected to be coming. And what's projected to be coming today as far as precipitation? Nothing. We're into 6 o'clock tonight. Hey, good morning, Michael Jaskowitz from Davison and Randy Murray. Hopefully I've got that one right. Good morning. And Shane Shaina Needham. Good morning. That's a tongue twister this morning. So here we go into tonight, and it's dry into 1 o'clock and 2 and 3, and let's go to 6 in the morning, and it's still dry in most places. Tomorrow, let's go to 10 in the morning, and it's still dry in most places. And noon, the showers and maybe a thunderstorm starting to show up in the far southern part of the state, maybe approaching Grand Rapids by noon tomorrow, into Kalamazoo, Benton Harbor, Berrien County, St. Joe, Niles, maybe heading toward Detroit and Ann Arbor, and certainly in Monroe and Jackson by noonish tomorrow. We go into the mid-afternoon, 3 o'clock, and the showers shifting up to Traverse City, Saginaw Bay City, Midland, Mount Pleasant, into Flint, into Port Huron. So this is a warm front. And as we go through the afternoon and evening hours, the thunderstorms and rain and thunderstorms develop. Oh, by the way, I want to get something off of my chest if I can, okay? One of my biggest pet peeves with meteorologists, our field of meteorology and whatnot, is consistency. So it's a questionable science. It's not questionable science. That was a bad choice of words. But some of the things we say make you question, like the biggest question: what's the difference between partly sunny and partly cloudy? And that's where I like consistency. If a meteorologist is going to use partly cloudy, partly sunny during the day, partly cloudy at night. Don't say, I've seen this before. Partly sunny today, tonight, whatever, tomorrow, partly cloudy. Leaves the person going, what's the difference? There is no difference in my mind. Where was I going with this? Thunder shower, thunderstorm. There really is no exact answer to that. We don't have any guidelines. This is a thunder shower, this is a thunderstorm. My consistency to you, 32 years, is that thunder showers are, lighter, weaker, a faint rumble of thunder, maybe a flash of lightning or two. Thunderstorms, although not severe all the time, are more vigorous. So where was I going with this big dissertation on it? Okay, so the point being is tomorrow could be thunderstorms, although right now it's not anticipated that they will be severe, but they could be vigorous, noisy. This is tomorrow evening, middle of the night, Wednesday night. And that's when we start to get into the drier, warm sector of the storm. Now, this is Thursday morning into Thursday noon. Notice this model really quiets things down. So my point being is that Thursday, although you're seeing rain, you could wind up with much of the day dry and then a vigorous thunderstorm. And that's maybe where we have to watch for severe weather, because we're in the warm sector of the storm. Hey, good morning, Tina Shea from Charlotte. And you like that? I know how to say that because my sister-in-law, Connie, works in Charlotte. Carmelita, peeve away. Yes. So this is the European model, and this is going to take us through the heart of the storm. So this is Wednesday afternoon and Wednesday evening, and then Thursday midday. This model wants to develop some showers midday Thursday, and that is certainly possible. But what I'm saying is Thursday is a couple of hours here and there of rain. And then we get into Thursday night and Friday, and the colder rain settles in. This is Friday night, Friday evening in the Detroit area. It could be, and then we get to Saturday and things look drier. All along, we've been seeing just a little streak of some sort of streak of showers coming through lower Michigan for an hour or two showers Saturday night or Sunday. Then let's go to Sunday afternoon, and we're starting to get into the southerly flow, and we are starting to heat up. I'll show that to you in just a moment. And let's go to Eric Young. How's it looking for northern lower next week? Hot. I'll show that to you. Let's go to Memorial Day. This is Memorial Day afternoon. This is a southwest wind. This is a summery pattern. Could an isolated thunderstorm develop? Possibly. We'll have to wait to fine-tune that for you. Michael Predmore, Thursday golf at Monroe looking good, 1 o'clock. Probably. You might be in that lull. Probably. Just, I would say certainly more probable than not probable. Chad Douglas, how does Saturday look in Onaway for the Big Rig Truck Challenge? Please, Mark. Saturday in Onaway looks great. Maybe have a sweatshirt with you. Northeast wind off of Lake Huron. So this is Tuesday. And then look at next week. We get into the storm track retreating to the north, a hot, let's call it hot surge on the way. Good morning, Rena Coble. And then maybe a cold front later in the week. And look at that. There's still a cold pocket. You still see the blue lines. That's kind of amazing to me. But it's really just going to cool it down just for a day or so. Good boating weather for the holiday weekend for my kids? Yeah, pretty much, I would say. More better than worse, if that's an actual statement that I can say. Ooh, the English teachers are cringing right now. How much rainfall? Well, I think this general scenario calls for a half inch to an inch of rain with up to 1.5 inches in thunderstorms. And this is another thing. I'm ranting today a little bit. Situational forecasting is what I call it. So we look at the models and we assume the models are perfect. Models are not great at forecasting exact amounts of rain in exact locations. We step back and say, what does this storm system look like? Full flow of Gulf of Mexico moisture, warmth, a couple of rounds of rain, one Wednesday, one Thursday, one Friday. All of that adds up to at least a half inch across lower Michigan to an inch. And then you get a thunderstorm in there that's vigorous, and you get 1.5 inches of rain. So we look at this and say, gives you a guide, but I don't want you to look at the specific numbers and say, oh, Houghton Lake only 0.2 of an inch. That's good. Not much rain. Because very well, it should be pretty much painted with blue and yellow across it based on the situation. 6 to 10 day forecast, I guess jumping ahead a little bit, 6 to 10 day forecast shows you above normal temperatures to much above normal temperatures. So let's go to those temperatures now. And you'll see what I'm talking about here. This is the European model. So we're kind of matching up the same high temperatures from the same model. So, what is a temperature? A high temperature. It's the byproduct of how many clouds there are, what any precipitation and when and how heavy, and the wind direction off of lakes and the speed. So if we like the European model in the general weather scenario, then we should like it in the temperatures. As far as like it, I mean, as far as a good estimate. Okay, so today we're comfortable, but we're a little cooler maybe than some people want to be at the end of May. Upper 60s for highs, comfortable. Tomorrow, look for low 70s for highs. Thursday, now, This shows you that we should have off and on precipitation. Let's see here. Oh, we got a wedding anniversary. Lisa Grodsky. My 25th wedding anniversary is on Thursday. Hey, congratulations, the 26th. Larry and I hope it's a nice day in Troy. It will be warm. Troy will be in the upper 70s on Thursday, and you may deal with a thunderstorm at some point, but not certainly an all-dayer. Rain for sure on Friday, Rick Craig. Where? Southern half of the state. Yes, at some point on Friday, rain for sure, I would say, for a few hours. Here's Saturday. I'm sorry, here's Friday. Temperatures in the 70s in the south, 60s in the north. Here's Saturday in the low to mid 70s. Here's Sunday getting back to the low 80s in a lot of places, upper 70s to near 80, the rest of the place. Here is Memorial Day. I'm going to highlight this, but you're watching, so you don't need to read the post. You're watching it right now. And we're looking at, let's call it 85 to 87 degrees in a lot of places. Here's the day after Memorial Day as the southwest wind continues. This model takes us into the 90s. Now remember, this model, this is the 8th day out on this model, so it may not be entirely accurate, but remember when I said that last time, I said 95 in Traverse City, 6 and 7 days out? Well, it was accurate, wasn't it? So you're probably looking at 90s at some point next week. This is Tuesday, and this is Wednesday in the 90s, and then the cold front starts coming on Thursday, and look at the dramatic cool down. So we still have cold fronts lined up that will cool us off from time to time, and that's the beautiful thing about Michigan. You know, when we get into summer, we can get 3 or 4 hot days, and just about the time you're sick of it, here comes a cold front, a refreshing thunderstorm, lower humidity, and the rest of the country is stuck in the heat and humidity, and we're going, whoo. Yes, Michael Predmore, I'm going to have to line up a bunch of Hawaiian shirts for next week. So there you have it. Beautiful day today. As Carmelita points out, great outside work weather. Get it done, because tomorrow at some point, especially in the afternoon and evening, it turns wet and thunderstormy. Continues with maybe a burst of thunderstorms, on Thursday. Friday, some cooler showers. Maybe a good chili or fish fry type day if you're heading up north. And then the weekend right now looks beautiful. Looks like it ends very summery, and time to get the window shakers, as my friend Jim Bismack calls them, the window air conditioners in the cabins and whatnot in northern Michigan this weekend, because it looks like we are going to need them. Thanks for joining me on the MLive Morning Weather Update. I'm MLive Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa. Keep tuned to MLive on the website, and we will keep you updated ahead of severe weather. I do want to point out that at least 2 days, I'd say at least 2 days before the tornado in Gaylord, I was posting about tornadoes and severe weather possible in northern Michigan and the eastern UP. So stay tuned to that kind of stuff. The technology is there, and it's no more that you can say, oh, wow, I'd love to have your job. You're wrong 50% of the time and still keep your job. It's about 90 to 95% accuracy for the next day now. And in these big events, 2 and 3 days out, you know, it happens. It's about a 70% accuracy in a kind of a geographic area. So keep tuned here, because the jet stream is very active right now. And if it stays that way, the first couple of weeks of June could be our severe weather season. And we've already seen what happens. We do get tornadoes here in Michigan. So our thoughts definitely go out to everybody that was injured. We had some deaths. We had a lot of damage in the Gaylord tornado. So be careful. Keep tuned to MLive here. We'll try to keep you as safe as possible. I'm MLive Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa.